Hello, hello, everyone. I'm Faith Godbold from A Touch of Faith. And today we're going to create the St. Patrick's Day Wreath Kit number 1 for 2022. I can't believe, y'all, it's almost the end of February. And I said, we need to go ahead and create this kit. So some of you have purchased this kit. Let me go over the materials from your supply list just one more time. This kit is available in my website, and that link is in the description box for you. I have added it to our screen. It's already in the upper left-hand corner as we are watching this tutorial. So right here, atofaith.com is your link. But in your kit, you will get a wire wreath form, and I'm going to show you how to finish wiring this up in just a minute. You will get chenille stems. You'll get enough to wire your form and also to attach your sign and your bow. You're going to get some beautiful ribbon. Let me grab the ribbon. And you're going to get some beautiful mesh. So this is some ombre mesh. I love these colors, y'all. Look at that. We have the dark green, a lime green, and some white. So you get 2 rolls of your mesh. In addition to that, we have some beautiful, gorgeous ribbon. You get 4 yards of each of your ribbon. So we have some leprechaun ribbon. I absolutely love that one. And then this one has like a diamond mosaic pattern, dark green and lime green, both in 2.5 inch. Then we have some dark green ribbon and also some of that lighter green, the lime green. And it's really more of a pale green, and it's glitter ribbon. So you're going to get 4 yards of each of those colors. And then you get a choice of signs. So you can choose from either this first sign. Let me grab it here, take it out of the plastic. I love this one. This is a sign that says St. Pat's. And let's see what the dimensions are. It's about a 14-inch sign. So you can choose either this sign. We also have a choice of a Happy St. Patrick's Day shamrock sign. So you can choose your own sign, and the price varies depending upon the sign you choose. When you click that link, you can check out, and it will give you all of the pricing information. So as you are joining me today, be sure to let me know you're here. You can comment, and we're going to go ahead and make this beautiful kit. Be sure to let me know in the comments if you already have this kit. I would love to see your pictures online. So make sure you post those and share those with me in my community, okay? All right, so I've already started wiring our form, so let's finish doing that. If you've watched any of my videos here or on YouTube, you've seen me wire my form, but let's just finish. I have been adding 3 pipe cleaners per section. This is a 14-inch form, and I am wiring 3 pipe cleaners per section. There are 6 sections, which makes a grand total of 18 pipe cleaners. And so to finish this last section, I'm going to wire the 2 inners together, and I'm going right in that middle. I like to bring my pipe cleaner up, make sure it's even, just like that. And then I give it a couple of twists just to make sure it's secure. And if I do so, it should not slide on me, okay? And then we're going to wire the outer 2. But what I like to do is use that inner pipe cleaner. Pretend there's an imaginary line that comes down to the outer 2 wire rings. And I'm going to use the crossbar and go halfway. So we're going to find the midpoint between those 2 places. And just like before, I'm going to bring my pipe cleaner up. Go ahead, wire it together. And there we have it. And let's do the same thing on the other side. The inner pipe cleaner, pretend there's an imaginary line, come straight down, use your crossbar, go halfway, and go ahead and give it a couple of twists. All right, so I hope some of you are able to join. Normally I do my wreath kits on Wednesdays, but this week seemed to get away from me. So I said, you know what? Let's go live. Let's do it on a Saturday. So if you're joining on the replay, feel free to comment right along with us so we can see who all is here. I'm just pushing my outer pipe cleaners down because we are going to start with our inside. Okay, so I've already cut my mesh. So let me grab my mesh. And for our design today, we're going to create cruffles. So I've already cut my mesh into 30-inch pieces. I did use my rotary cutter, so I did not have to worry about wood burning this because of the technique. But I've already cut them into 30-inch pieces. So you will cut into both of your rolls, and you'll want to make sure that you do that. Now, on a previous video, I've shown you how I cut these, but I did cut both rolls at the same time. So each cut was actually 2 pieces for me. So I did that a total of 9 times, okay? So how are we going to make our cruffles? You're going to need a clip of some sort so that you can hold it together so that you can see. I'm going to use this blue one. And then what I'm going to do is place my mesh on my table curl side facing upward. And then I want to just use my scissors or something to hold my mesh. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start by rolling the mesh. And the first roll I'm going to flatten. This particular piece was a little uneven, so I'm going to flatten the first 2 rolls. Okay. And then I'm going to roll about 5 times. And then once I do that, I'm going to put a clip on the end just to hold that together. And then I'm going to rotate around. So let's do that again. Okay. So I'm going to roll and sort of flatten that first one. And then I'm going to roll about 5 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then once you have it rolled, you're going to now scrunch up the center. And I can tell where the center is because of the way this mesh is created. If you need it to, you can measure to eyeball and find the center. But we're literally just going to scrunch up, hold it tight, let your fingers do the walking, scrunch up toward the opposite side. And I usually try to put my clip in the middle so I know I'm scrunching toward the clip. And if you'll notice, it creates something like this. It sort of looks like a little bow tie, butterfly. And we're going to take this nice little bundle, just like it is. Okay. And then we're going to drop it in our inner pipe cleaner. And I'm going to drop mine in just like this. You could turn yours. Personal preference. It's up to you. I find when I do my cruffles by themselves, I like to turn it this way and just give it a couple of twists. And y'all, look at how gorgeous that looks on our base. And so that's what we're going to create. Okay. So let's do that again. Let's grab another cut piece. Remember, these are 30-inch pieces. I'm going to place my scissors down. And I'm literally just going to start by flattening the first one so I can get it straight. Then start rolling about 5 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. You can roll a little more than that since we have 30 inches. Now I'm placing my clip in the middle so that when I wire or when I roll it up, I'm actually going to scrunch towards that center. Okay. And if y'all are just joining, say something so I know who's here watching us. So let's roll 5 times, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to scrunch it up. Just like so. And I love this technique. It absolutely makes a gorgeous base. All right. And then all I'm going to do is just come to the bottom pipe cleaner and go ahead and drop in the mesh just like so. I always make sure both sides are even before I do so. And it's okay if it kind of crosses over. That's going to happen. That gives you good coverage on your wreath form. Okay. All right. What do y'all think so far? Let me zoom in so you can see the rich colors. Isn't that beautiful? I'm absolutely loving how that looks. All right. Let's keep going. So remember, I cut both rolls at the same time. So I actually have to separate my mesh. So I have 2 cuts each roll for me. All right. So we're just rolling it a couple of times. And you will have some leftover mesh on each roll. Not enough to make a complete wreath with, but you certainly can mix this with some other colors and create something. And once you get on a roll, this part goes kind of quick. And it's going to make a beautiful wreath base for us. So if y'all have any questions while we're watching, feel free to go ahead and do this. You can craft along with me if you have your kit, or you can certainly purchase your kit and come back and watch it on the replay. All right, and just like that, y'all, we have one section finished. Okay, let's do another section. Okay, so we have one end done. And because I cut this with the rotary, of course, there will be some frays. However, this technique should help minimize your frays because all of your cut ends are contained in these rolls, so they won't be visible. Okay. Y'all, this is looking so gorgeous. I hope y'all can see it on camera. Oh my goodness. Love, love, love it. Okay. And I'm just lifting the mesh as I go, repositioning it if needed. So what are y'all working on right now while you're watching? Or are you just relaxing, enjoying your Saturday? I'll tell you what, we've had some gorgeous weather here in South Carolina. Although I think we got up to 80 degrees this week. And I think some people were still getting snow, but it's been warm here. Today's a little cooler, but we literally had to go from heat to air conditioning. There was like no in between at all. Okay, so I'm just going straight for the pipe cleaner, lifting the mesh if needed, just like so. I'll zoom in on the next one so you can see a close-up shot of that. Just like so. And I'm allowing the mesh to fall where it wants to fall, repositioning it only if needed, just like so. And we will be adding that ribbon to our pipe cleaner. So we'll come back. We will use our pipe cleaners at the end for that. All right. So I do have a few more of these kits in stock. The link is in the comments for you. It's faith.me. I'll add that. It's in our description as well, but it's faith.me/wreath kits. So we'll go ahead and get that posted in the comments for you. Okay, last one for this section. So I'm just opening the pipe cleaner, lifting it up just like so, giving it a couple of twists. All right, let me grab that link so I can put that directly in the comments for you. If you're watching on Facebook, let me go add that directly so you can have it. All right, let's see, where is it? Right here. There we go. All right, I just added the link for you right there. Okay. And y'all, I forgot to zoom in, so let me remember to do that this next time. I promised you I'd zoom in so you could see. All right, so let's roll it and then we'll zoom in. Okay. Have you used this technique before? The cruffle technique. It's one of my favorites, actually. And whenever I use 10-inch mesh, I like to use this when I really want to make my base pop, especially if the mesh has beautiful, gorgeous colors. Yo, I'm going so fast. Look, there we go. I remembered. I'm like on a roll adding this mesh. I started adding it, then I forgot. I was like, ooh, I forgot to zoom in. All right, there we go. Can y'all see? Look at how beautiful that looks. And I'm literally just laying the mesh side by side. You can allow the pieces to overlap a little like that if you want. Okay, let's do that again. Okay, so rolling about 5 times. Then we're clipping it, rotating it around. And this is curl side up. Then we scrunch it toward the opposite side. And if you place your clip sort of in the middle, that's actually a great practice. That's a great guide to help you. Okay, let's zoom you back in. So we're moving to the outside pipe cleaner. And I'm literally just lifting the pipe cleaner up, opening it up, placing the mesh right in, just like so, giving it a couple of twists. Okay. Just like that. But I love it, y'all. Love it, love it. Okay, I think we're almost halfway there. So we've been super busy in the shop this week. Had some spring wreaths to go out, so I did some deliveries for those, some local orders, and I had some custom designs. And this is the perfect time with the weather changing. It's a great time to start creating, or even, looking for your next design idea, or if you like to purchase wreaths, this is a great time to start thinking about what you want on your door next. This design will be available on my website, so if you're interested in purchasing the complete wreath, you can certainly go over to the web, and this wreath will be there. But this is super cute and beautiful. And I'm loving the way the colors are turning out. And I think it's showing up pretty good for you all on camera. I'm looking through my camera now so I can see it. So yeah, it's looking pretty good. Okay, so let's make another crumple. Flattening that first one, then rolling about 5 times. Clipping it in the middle, just like so. Okay. And rotating and repeating. I'm super excited about all of you all who have been joining us over on YouTube. Our channel is growing. The community is growing. So I love when y'all show up and I see your support. That just really makes my day. So thank y'all so much for being here. And I appreciate you all taking this journey with me. I love creating wreaths, and I started creating wreaths about 8 years ago. And at first, of course, for me, it started out as a hobby, and then it turned into a business. And then last year, I actually started teaching others how to create wreaths and all sorts of things. I absolutely love it. So if you want to join my private group, that link is also in the description. It's www.learnfromfaith.com. And you can certainly check me out there. We meet every week via Facebook. And if you love tutorials just like this, we go nice and slow. And we have a great time of learning. All right, so we're back to the outside. Let's go ahead and lift up that pipe cleaner. Go ahead and drop this one in. Give it a couple of twists. Just like so. And see how it's building up nicely? Y'all, I'm loving this. This might be my favorite. Absolutely favorite mesh. Love it. Okay, and I can't wait to see how all of it's going to look. We're going to pick our sign, so I need to be thinking about which sign I want to use for this wreath. Of course, if you're picking your kit, you get to choose your sign. But you will have 2 signs to choose from, and I'll show those again in just a bit. Okay, back to the outside. And I'm just giving it a couple of twists. Just like so. Okay, just a few more pieces, y'all. And I will be editing this video, putting it on YouTube. So that way, if you want to fast forward. Hey, Miss Shirley, how are you? Thank you for joining me. And I appreciate that. I love it. And I'm having a great time creating this kit. This is a kit that I have in my shop for St. Patrick's Day. And I said, you know what? We haven't made that kit yet. And I know some people have already purchased their kits. I want us to go ahead and get this created. But I do still have a few available. Do you make wreaths yourself? And thank you for joining. I hope this won't be your last time. You can certainly hit that subscribe button if you want to stay connected with me over on YouTube. And you can turn on your notifications. I love it when I see new faces and names pop up on the screen. Okay, yes, ma'am. So you should see the link in the description. It says itsfaith.me/wreathkits. But I will post it again right now in the comments. Give me 1 second. So I'm just adding, this is the truffle technique, and I love this technique, especially with this gorgeous mesh, because it's really making it stand out. And I hope you can see that through your screen as you're watching. But it's really giving this wreath a nice base. And then all I'm doing is just allowing the mesh to overlap slightly as I add the gorgeous colors. Let's see if I can add that link for you. Yep, there it is right there. So if you click on that link, that will take you to actually all, let me grab the one kit, because I believe that one takes you to all kits. So let me do that one more time. All right, this link will take you to the St. Patrick's Day kit right here. And I do have a few more available. You'll get to choose your sign. And I'm going to show you those choices of signs in just a minute, because I need to choose my sign. I haven't even decided on the sign yet, but the signs are gorgeous. One is Happy St. Patrick's Day in a shamrock shape. And then the other one says St. Pat's Day. And I love both of them, but either sign is going to look gorgeous on this wreath. You are so welcome. Look, I'm just happy you're here, keeping me company, and we get to do this together. So absolutely love it. And I've been creating wreaths now for my business for about 4 years. And I absolutely love it. I also have a Facebook page, an Etsy shop, kind of all over social media, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, of course. But I'm absolutely loving it. So my name is Faith Godbold, and I'm the owner of A Touch of Faith. Hence the name A Touch of Faith, right? Faith Godbold. I am delighted to have you and anyone else who may be watching. I know sometimes we might have viewers who aren't able to comment. So I just appreciate you for being here. Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. And most recently, I started last year. I have a private group now. We just celebrated our 1-year anniversary. So if you like tutorials like this and you want to do it on a regular basis, you can certainly check out my private group. It's Faith's Creative Circle. And we meet every Sunday at 5 o'clock p.m. And all of the previous tutorials are available on replay. And we have a wonderful time together. I say it's like a time of fellowship. I don't know if it's because we meet on Sundays, but we have a wonderful group of ladies. And we learn so many different things. I think tomorrow I'm going to be teaching the tulip wreath. So after I finish this live, I'll be planning that tutorial for class tomorrow. But let me put that link in the comments too, in case you want to check it out. I also have a business group where I help other ladies who are interested in turning their hobby into a business. So I love it. And I love being able to help others. That's my passion. I'm an educator by day, and then I run A Touch of Faith by nights and weekends. I absolutely love it. Yay, Miss Shirley. Are you saying you would love more information about the circle? Is that what you're saying? And I'm sorry, the comments, you know how they're not aligned to what I say. So I know they come after I'm finished with the sentence, and then I'm trying to backtrack. All right, so we're doing a cruffle technique. This mesh is cut at 30-inch pieces. And then I'll zoom in on this one. Okay, yes, ma'am. So I put the link in the comments for you. If you click on that, the learnfromfaith.com. I'm not sure how YouTube works. You might be able to click it while you're watching, but I'm not sure. All right, let me go in, show you how I'm doing the mesh. So I'm going right for that open pipe cleaner, just like that. And I am giving it a couple of twists just to make sure it stays in place. We are going to add some beautiful ribbon next, so I'm not cutting my pipe cleaners just yet. And see how I'm allowing the mesh to just overlap? So it kind of tells me where it wants to go. I just follow the pattern of the mesh, just like that. Look at that. Oh my gosh. I just looked at it in the camera, y'all. It looks so good. You are very welcome, Miss Shirley. This is our last piece. So I'll zoom back out. So let's do that one more time. So you want to place your 30-inch piece on your table with your curl side facing upward. And I use scissors just to hold it in place so it doesn't roll back on me. And then what I like to do to make the cruffle is I start by flattening the first end, just like that. So I make it a flat roll. I find that's the easiest way to get the circles, okay, as I roll or get the roll. So that's flat. And then I'm going to now roll for about 5 times. So 1, and I roll lightly. I'm not flattening anymore. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then once I roll 5 times, I put a little chip clip. These come from the Dollar Tree, but you can pick up any clips. And I clip it right there in the middle. Then I rotate my mesh around and take my scissors off because I don't need them now. And I do the same thing. So I'm going to take my cut in, and I did cut this with a rotary cutter. I knew I didn't have to worry about my ends showing, so that's why I did not use my wood burner. I just used the rotary. Okay, so I'm flattening the first one, fold, and then now I'm going to roll 5 times. So 1, lightly roll, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Notice I'm not flattening anymore after that first one. And then once I do that, I'm going to scrunch straight up the middle. So eyeball the middle. For me, it helps if I put my clip on the middle. That way I walk my finger straight up toward the clip. And you're going to hold it with your thumbs and use your index finger to guide, and the rest of your fingers will crawl. So just like this. So it's almost like you're scooching up, going across the mesh, allowing your fingers to do the walking, kind of like the yellow pages, right? And you know you've done it pretty close to being in the center if it looks like a little butterfly wings or a bow tie, whatever you want to call it. And then all I'm going to do, I have 1 pipe cleaner remaining. I started on the inside, then I moved to the right outside left. So I'm doing the left outside, and I'm just moving my mesh over, going straight for that pipe cleaner, just like so. Give it about, 2 or 3 twists. And then I reposition my mesh accordingly so that everything falls in line, just like so. And you can kind of tell where your mesh wants to go because it will tell you. So just kind of pay attention to your mesh and follow its lead. If you lift it and you try to go one way and it doesn't seem to want to go, you just go in the opposite direction. But this is what we have. So let me zoom back out so you can see it. Look at there. This is our completed base. So even if we did nothing else but just add our sign, I think that's already gorgeous. Let me show you how much mesh you will have left over. Okay. And one of my rolls I cut into to see what kind of technique I want to use. But you can see I have a good bit of mesh left. So this is enough to probably where I can add it with another color and create another wreath. But you do get 2 complete rolls of the mesh. Okay. You like that? All right, let's add some ribbon tails. And I've already cut all of my ribbon just to save time. So here are my ribbon tails already cut. And we need to be thinking about which sign we want. So let me show you the signs now that Miss Shirley's here. Take a look, Miss Shirley. We have this gorgeous St. Pat's sign. Ooh, I think that's going to be pretty. Look at that. So that's sign number 1 that we can choose from. Or we can add the Happy St. Patrick's Day sign. So I think either one's going to be super cute. We are going to add a bow. So before we choose our sign, let's get our ribbon tails. And then we'll come back. We'll see about which sign and we'll get our bow made. Okay. All right. So you have 4 ribbons. And I cut all of my ribbons today into 14-inch pieces. And to save us some time, I've already stacked them. So we're going to pair the shamrock ribbon with this beautiful glitter. And I love it. It's like a pastel green. So we're going to pair these 2 together today. And then we're going to pair this mosaic print. Love, love, love that one. It's a variation of green, dark green, and more of a lime green with this darker green. Okay. So we're going to add ribbon tails to just the outside, and then we'll see if we need any for the inside. I'm thinking we probably won't need any for the inside, and then we'll get our sign and our bow added. Okay. All right. So I've already cut these. These are 14-inch strips, and I've already folded them in half to save us some time. And what I like to do is if I'm going to use 2 ribbons in my pipe cleaners, I go ahead and prep ahead so that everything is already folded. And then what we're going to do is just simply scrunch up the middle, just like so. And then we're going to add in 1 pair of ribbon tails per pipe cleaner, just like that. And then all we're going to do is separate out, like fan out our tails, just like so. And I like to take my opposite tails. So I'll take shamrock, go opposite each other, and pull the glitter ribbon opposite each other. just like so. And if you lift up on your ribbon, you can fan it even better. Okay. Ooh, that looks so pretty. What do you think? Okay. And so that's our first one. Now, I don't think we're going to put anything else on this. So we probably will go ahead and cut our pipe cleaners, but I'm going to wait just to make sure I like this color combination. If you've watched my videos before, I usually wait and cut at the end just simply because I don't want to have to redo anything. But I want to make sure we like this. But I think that's looking pretty good so far. All right, so let me get my next pipe cleaner ready. All right, you like the colors? So we're going to open up the fold slightly. And we're going to scrunch right up the middle, just like that. And that looks pretty if we want to leave it stacked, doesn't it? So you could put it in and leave your ribbon stacked. So for example, if you did not want to separate out the two colors, you could just put them in like so and leave them like that if you want. I mean, that looks good like that, but we're going to fan ours out. And I'm just laying the ribbon over each other. Okay. I think I'm going to leave the 1.5 down this time. I'm going to rotate how we pull them. There we go. All right. I'm just taking my ribbon and going opposite each other. And I think I love it. So I'm going to go ahead and cut those because I don't think we're going to change anything. And I just ordered some tulips that came in, and it's making me want to see if any of these would look good. I have actually green tulips. So we might add some green tulips. And if anyone orders a kit today, I may just have to throw in a bunch of tulips for you, some green tulips. I think if we do that, yes, I'm going to throw those in. All right, so I decided instead of doing it as an X, I like it more open like this. So let's go with that. I think that looks good. All right, so let me get my wire cutters. I always like to make sure I have it the way I want it before I start cutting. And we're just going to trim these pipe cleaner ends off right here. So you can see where I trimmed it, and then I'm just going to push it down. You could curl the end if you wanted and keep those, but I usually just cut mine off. And I don't save these. Sometimes I save them if they're long enough, but today we're not going to save them. Let's just toss them. Okay. And I'm just folding them down just like that. All right, let's keep going. So we are taking our ribbon, unfolding it slightly, scrunching up the middle, and we're going right in the next set of pipe cleaners, just like so. Yes, I love these cutters. I think I have the link for these, Miss Shirley, on my affiliate site, shoplikefaith.com. Let me see. I'll put the link in for you. And let me look and see if it's on there. I try to keep up with all my favorite tools and supplies. So let's see if I have it on there. Let's see, because I just ordered these recently, and they are just like you're noticing. I mean, they're so good. And they cut so easily, because I've had some where they're hard to cut, but these are super simple. All right, I am grabbing that link, making sure it's on the site so I can share that with you. And I told my creative circle, I said, okay, ladies, let me make sure I love them first. And then if I love them, I'll give y'all the link. And guess what? These are actually, they're available in red. And also, let me see what this color is. It's like a an orange color. Okay, I didn't know they had all those colors. All right, here's the link to it. You can also go to my site, shoplikefayth.com. And from there, you would want to click on crafting supplies. Craft supplies and tools. And that's where you can find it. And there's all sorts of sections. But yes, these have become my favorite. I'm going to double check to make sure. Yes, there it is. All right, so there's a section called cutters, and you'll see them right there. But there are all sorts of tools on that site, so feel free to browse it. And I try to keep it updated because I'm constantly looking for new things to share with my community. Okay, yes, it is on there. I wanted to make sure. So yay. All right, so do you see how I'm doing it? I decided instead of pulling the ribbon as an X, I'm just separating it slightly like so. And you could just do single ribbons. You don't have to do double. Normally I do single, but today I decided I wanted to double up on the ribbon just to showcase it more because I love all these gorgeous colors, just like so. Okay, and then I'm just going to trim it down. And then I leave a little bit to tuck in, just like that. Okay. You're welcome. All right, let's keep going. So we're back to this stack right here. So we're just slightly unfolding it. And then I'm going to pinch straight up the middle, just like so. And then I'm going to the next available pipe cleaner, which is right here. Open it slightly. I'm not untwisting it. I'm just opening it. And then I'm giving it a couple of twists. All right, let's go ahead and trim it down. And then we'll straighten it up. So push it down. And then let's get our ribbon separated. Just like so. And it helps if you take your fingers and kind of just lift up on the ribbon. Just like that. And I try to do it from the middle so that I'm getting a good grip on it. Okay. And I'll zoom out for just a minute. That's what the whole wreath is looking like as we go around. So I think that's beautiful. Absolutely love it. All right, let's do the next one. So scrunching, scrunching, scrunching. All right. Go straight for the pipe cleaner. Give it a couple of twists. Go ahead and trim these down. And then take your hands, fan out your ribbon. And you're just separating your ribbon. And the main thing is you want to take your time. That's what I have found. If you rush as you're doing this, it won't look as nicely. So just take your time as you're fluffing, especially when we get to making our bow. We always just want to take our time because everything will look a lot nicer and neater when we do. Okay, so I did cut 12 of each bundle here. So you're going to need 12 of each color, and these are 14-inch pieces. And we do have ribbon left over from our 4 yards. So you get 4 yards of each color in your kit. And then we'll use the leftover ribbon to create our bow. And I can't wait to see how the bow's going to look. Oh my goodness, if the wreath with the ribbon tails look like this, oh my goodness. I know it's going to be beautiful. I want to pull this one a little bit. It looks like it wasn't quite in the middle. And sometimes that happens, so you can just separate and pull. All right, back to this one. My table is covered in not a whole lot of glitter, but just, you know how it is when you work with glitter. Usually Christmas time, it's the worst, but I love it though. I love creating at Christmas, making all those beautiful designs. So that's what this glitter reminds me of. All right, so we are moving right along. We have about 5 remaining. Okay, so just opening up the ribbon. And I love the texture on these. They feel really good. There we go. So get it right at the middle as you open. I'm going to turn this so I can see better. There we go. Okay, so I'm just spreading it a little so that each ribbon has its little debut. Now, another way you could do it, if you don't want to stack them, you could do it like this, side by side. Let me show you that. So that's another way you could put your ribbon in. This works out really nicely if you want to make sure both colors are seen easily. So let me show you what that looks like after I put it in. So if you separate your ribbon, do you see how it's already more separate? So that's another technique for you too. If you want to, you can put your ribbon in like that. So when you start to create your kit, just kind of play around with it. See what you like, see what look works for you. And then you go from there. But the beauty of it is you have options. Okay. I'll show you that one again. So what I did is I have my 2.5 inch on top, my 1.5 inch right below it, and then I'm scrunching the 1.5 inch first, then picking right up in the middle where that 2.5 inch is, holding it like this, and then I'm dropping it straight in those pipe cleaners, just like so. So they're both beautiful. This way, it gives it more, makes the middle look like it's a bow sitting in the middle of your tails. So either way, it's gorgeous. It's totally up to you how you want to do it. Okay. We are almost done. All right, let's do that again. So I like that look. And don't be afraid to try new things. That's what I have learned as a wreath maker. So many times we feel like we have to put ourselves in a box, but technically there's no right or wrong, because you're the designer when you're creating. So you want it to look beautiful to you, or if you're making it for someone, if it looks beautiful to them, then you're good to go. All right, I forgot to cut those pipe cleaners on the other one, so let me go do that now. And I'm just letting my tails overlap there. What do you think about adding tulips to this? Should we do it once we get to that part? That'll be a little fun, a little extra. Just for those watching the kit being made live. And so if you do order it today, so this is what? February 26th. So anyone who orders the kit today can get those tulips. Okay. And I'm making sure my shamrocks are going the right way before I do this. Okay, giving it a couple of twists. Trimming those down. Just like so. And then we have one more set. And then we are finished. And then I'll put the whole wreath back in the frame so you can see what we've created. All right, so let's scrunch right up that middle. Just like so. Okay, grab the pipe cleaner, lift it open. Go around the mesh, there we go. Trim it down. Just like this. And open up those tails. And I love how they're overlapping too. It's all blending in nicely. All right, let me zoom you back all the way out. All right, take a look. Tell me what you think. What do you think? All right, so we need to decide which sign we want. So we can get our sign ready. So let me get my scissors. So you do get cable tie mounts in your kit that you can use for your sign. You can also use a staple gun and attach your sign with a staple gun and 2 pipe cleaners. But since you got these with your kit, I think we'll go ahead and take advantage of these. Yay, I love it too. All right, so let me grab the 2 signs again and let's see which one. So here's our first one, sign number 1, the St. Pat's sign right there. And then we have the Happy St. Patrick's Day. Oh my gosh, both of them are so beautiful. Which one do you like? Would you say sign 1 or sign 2? And I'm going to be thinking 2. So I'm going to focus, see which one I like, and we'll remove these inside pipe cleaners. Let's go ahead and get our mounting squares ready. So what we're going to do for this is we're going to peel the backing, and all we're going to do is just take, let me zoom in so you can see what I'm doing. So we're going to peel off the backing and then place it right here on the square, just like so. And then you're going to remove the other side of the backing, okay? And we'll add that to our sign in just a minute. I should have waited since I haven't decided. Miss Shirley likes sign number 2. Oh, I know. Hold on, let me put the backing back on until we're ready, because I got to figure out what sign. All right, let's do that again. So peel the backing and then place it down. They're both beautiful. I may have to get another kit, make this wreath again so I can have both. Let's see. All right, so here is sign number 2. And I think if I were to choose sign number 2, I'd probably place it over to the side and then do my bow here is what I'm thinking. Just like that. I think I want to do sign number 1, Miss Shirley. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm going to do sign number 1, but when you purchase your kit, you can choose which sign. I think with this one, we can position our sign about right here and put our big, beautiful bow right there. So if you purchase this one, I think it would look gorgeous to have the sign off to the side just like that. And then put your bow in the upper portion You could even also put your bow more to the left. So if you want the sign on the right, you could put your bow on the left, but you have options. So how are we going to attach our mounts? For this sign, you can put a mount up top and one at the bottom. Since we're going to do this St. Pat's sign, let's place a mount on each side, left to right. So I'm going to cut the string off. Let's see, where did I put my scissors? Did I put my scissors away? Here they are over here. I don't know how they ended up over here. Okay, so we're going to cut the string. I don't need the string since I'm going to attach it to my wreath. And then I'm going to just take this backing and then I'm going to add it directly to the edge. I'm kind of centering it just like that. Okay. And then let's do the same thing over here. So peel off the other side and then add your cable tie mount over on the side. And then what I like to do, just to reinforce it, I'm going to use some hot glue on the edge. If you have E6000, you could do that. And I'm just going to squeeze a little bit on the edge just to ensure that my sign stays mounted on this mounting square. So I want these two things to stay attached. I have not had issues with my signs coming off since I started using this. Is Gorilla Glue. I've been using this for quite some time now. But if you don't have hot glue gun, you could easily use E6000 for this. Just something to give it a little extra stability, okay? So we're going to let that dry and sit. For just a few. All right, so let's get our pipe cleaners that came in our kit, and we're going to take our pipe cleaner and feed it through. So I think we're going to wire ours left to right. So I'm going to go in with the pipe cleaner about halfway, even it up, and then give it a couple of twists, just like so. Okay, and then let's do the same thing, going in left to right. Go about halfway. And then we're going to even it up, just like so. All right. So let's cut our pipe cleaners on the inside row down because we're not going to need these. Now these are a little bit longer. So in instances where I have the longer, sometimes I save these. So I'll probably hang on to these just in case we need them for something. Right now, I can't think of what I would need them for. But if I ever have a need for wrapping, like pipe cleaners or something like that, they're smaller. In these instances, I do like to hold on to them because I feel like I'm wasting pipe cleaners. Or some designs, you know, I use a half pipe cleaner. So that could be an instance where you save them for things like that. Okay, so we're just trimming them down and I'm just rotating the wreath as I go, giving it a couple more twists just to make sure everything is secure and good to go. All right, we're halfway done because there are only 6 here. And then we'll get our bow made and we'll see about getting our sign added. All right, so here we have it. So here's our beautiful wreath. And for some reason, I kind of like that being the top. So I'm going to leave that as the top area. All right, so we're saying we're going to put our bow at the top. So we're going to make room for our sign to go about right here. So let's grab our ribbon that we have left over from the kit. Look at all this ribbon that we have remaining. I definitely think I want to end with this color on the top because I just love how it pops. And I'm just picking the order for how I want my ribbon to be added now. So I think we're going to add it. I think I want to try that order. So let's try putting it in that order. Okay, so I'm going to slide the wreath up a little bit out of the way. I like to use my Easy Bow Maker. You could also make your bow by hand, or if you like the bow dabra, you can certainly use any of those. So we're going to use my Easy Bow Maker. This is also available on shoplikefayth.com if you want to check it out. And we are going to start with our 2.5 inch. Now, this ribbon is unique in that it has a pattern. And so anytime I have a pattern ribbon, I want to make sure the pattern is all going in that same direction so that when I look at the wreath, I'm not looking at the, like the leprechaun's hat upside down, right? So I'm going to teach you a technique that should help. Before I do that, let me see about how long I want my tails. Thinking about 8 inches for the tails. And let's do a 5-inch loop. So we're going to do 8-inch tail, 5-inch loop. But because this ribbon has a pattern, we are going to be a little creative as to how we cut it. So let me show you what I'm going to do. First of all, I'm going to go ahead and dovetail my end, just like so. And I'm going to just cut this particular part of the bow into pieces so that I can get the design all on the same side. So I want an 8-inch tail. So here is 8 inches on the Easy Bow Maker. And so I'm going to cut it right here a little over the 1-inch mark. So I'm really cutting it almost 10 inches, just like so. And to start my bow, I'm going to scrunch it and just drop this first layer in. Normally, I would add my ribbon and twist and make my loops, but if I do that, you know what's going to happen, right? If I were to drop it in and twist, you're going to see that this ribbon, when I turn it over, see, it's going to be upside down, and we don't want that. So I build my bow literally in pieces when the pattern is, when it's a pattern ribbon. All right, so if we're doing 5-inch loops, that means I need about 10 across. So I'm going to measure. So here is 10 right here where I'm scrunching. See where I'm scrunching? All right, so I'm going to fold my ribbon so that I can get about half of that. And I'm just using my cutting mat for right now. So there's my 20. I'm going to measure from 10 to 20. Okay, so here's 10, and I'm going to fold it again. So literally, I just made a fold over ribbon. Hope that made sense. Okay, and I want it to go all the way to 20, so I'm measuring out to 20. And if you can see what I'm doing, I literally just folded my ribbon. See how I did that? Because I want to keep it all on the same side. All right, and then I'm going to make my fold meet in the middle. Okay, so here is 10 inches because I'm doing 5-inch loops. My fold is in the middle. Okay, and I don't need to cut it all the way here. The middle is going to be 15, so I'm going to lift up my flap. I literally just made a flap. And I'm going to cut it right here so that it goes a little bit more than halfway where the fold is going to be. Let me know if that made sense. And then look at how much ribbon we still have left over. So you still have some pieces. You could make another little bow if you wanted. All right, so all I did is I took a strip, I folded it under on one side, folded the other side under, and now look, there's my 5-inch loops that I was creating. And all I'm going to do, here's the middle, 15. I'm going to scrunch down the middle. And look how I did that. Drop it straight down. And now I'm going to pull my tail down just so I can see it. Here's a loop. I'm going to open it. I like to fluff my bow as I go and open it. Okay, just like that. And now we need to make one more tail, so we're not done. This time, I want my tail to end on this side. So we're doing an 8-inch tail. So I'm measuring on the Easy Bow Maker, and I need it to come a little longer than 8 inches. So I'm going to cut it so that it's a little bit closer to 9 inches. I'm going to do about 9.5. Cut it right here. And I still have a strip of ribbon left. Look at there. Okay. All right. And I want my hats to go that way. So I'm going to dovetail this end by folding it over. And then I'm going to cut on the folded edge to the outside open edge. That's how you dovetail. The deeper you cut, the more of a V you will have. And I was looking at some of my wreaths from when I first started, y'all. And I could not believe I didn't hardly dovetail that much at all. Like literally it looked so small. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, is that my design? But look, that's how you do pattern ribbon. So do you see what I did? This is how you get around when you have a pattern on your ribbon. You want to make sure your patterns all going the same way. Does that make sense? What do you think about that? That's our first layer. Okay, let's add in this color next. I absolutely love this one. So we're going to do our traditional loops and turns. So I'm going to first start by dovetailing. I'm going to fold the ends together, and then I'm going to cut from the folded end to the open end. So I'm going to cut and make a V just like that. And let's make our tails this time about 7.5 inches. So here's 7.5. I'm going to scrunch right here in the middle where my pegs are on the Easy Bow Maker. So I'm going to scrunch straight up. All right. And then as I'm dropping it in, I'm going to twist. And I always twist up. So I'm going to twist up on the ribbon. The twist always goes in the middle. And since this tail is at the bottom, I'm going to take this tail up to the top. Let me make sure it's still 7.5, and it is. All right, so there's our 7.5 inch. Ooh, look at that. All right, have my nice twist. And then I'm going to loop it. So last time we did 5-inch loops. Let's do 4.5 inch this time. So I'm going to take my ribbon, use my left hand and find 4.5 inch while I drop the ribbon in. Okay. And 4.5 is right there. And as I put it in, I'm going to do a twist in the middle. So I want to do a hard twist right here. If you make the middle, keep that center nice and straight, it's going to make a beautiful bow. That's the secret to your bows. All right, so we made a nice twist. And now we're going to loop it again. So I'm going to take my ribbon back over. Okay. And I need to be able to see the 4.5 inch mark, which is right here. So I'm going to drop it in using my right hand to measure where 4.5 is. There is not a need to twist because we're done looping it. And I'm using my fingers to flatten out that center. There's 4.5. And we're going to cut it at 7.5. So stretch it out to your ruler that's on the Easy Bow. Cut it. If you're using the Bow Dabra, you will have to use your cutting mat to measure. Okay. And then we're going to pull our tail in the opposite direction. So I'm pulling this one down. And then let's go ahead and dovetail it. So opposite ends together and cutting from the folded end to the outside open end. Look at there. Look at that gorgeous bow. That's looking beautiful. Okay. And I want to be able to see all of my layers. Okay. We still have some ribbon left over. We can use that for another bow or some tails, whatever we want to make with it. Okay. Let's go in with our dark green next. So this time let's do a 7-inch tail. So I'm going to dovetail the ends. Okay, going to measure at 7 inches. And right here in the middle where my thumb is, that's going to be my scrunch. So sometimes if I can't get to it, I scrunch it on the mat. All right. Then as I drop it in, this tail is going to go at the bottom. I'm going to twist it up. So I'm doing my twist and I'm going to pull this tail down just like that. Okay. Now we're going to make a 4-inch loop. So let's loop it. All right, here's the 4 inches where my finger is right here. As we loop it, we're going to twist right here in the middle. Okay, and I need to pull it a little tighter because it's a little bigger than 4 inches. There we go, 4 inches. And see how I can move my loops over so I can see my ruler. So there's my 4 inches. All right, let's loop it one more time. 4 inches. And there we have it. We're going to loop it right there at 4 inches. Since we're not twisting or not making another loop, there's no need to twist. And let's cut it at 7 inches right here. Okay. And then this tail is going to go at the top. I'm going to dovetail it down. Just like so. Let me do that again because I didn't get the other side. There we go. Okay. Throw your little trash away. All right. And then we have one more layer. A little bit of ribbon left. All right, let's do 6.5 inch tail this time. So dovetail the ends. Okay. 6.5 inch. Scrunch right there. Okay. As I drop it in, I'm going to twist, check my measurement, and this tail will go at the top. And then let's loop it. And we'll make 3.5 inches on this one. Give it a twist once you have it at the 3.5 inch mark. Checking your center. Okay. 3.5 inches again. Just like so. You can move your ribbons out of the way so you can see. And then 6.5 inches. And we're done with our bow. Just like this. Okay, and there we have it. All right, let's finish by dovetailing. Now you could end with a little center loop if you want. I've done that before, but I think I'm just going to end it just like this. All right, so let's grab a pipe cleaner. Another one of those pipe cleaners. And we're going to tie our bow off. So I'm going to take this, fold it over so slightly in half. Then I'm going to push down on my bow. And then I'm going to push up from the bottom so I can get all of those gorgeous layers, especially that first ribbon, because remember we had to build it in pieces. All right, I'm going to move my bow maker out of the way. Take my pipe cleaner, drop it straight down the middle where that opening is. So go around all those gorgeous layers. And then we're going to pull on the pipe cleaner. So I'm pushing down on the pipe cleaner. This is what it looks like on the back right now. And I'm giving it a couple of good twists. You can twist either the bow or your hands, not necessary to twist both. And look at our bow. This is what we've created. We'll finish fluffing it once it's on the wreath, but this is what we have so far. And I'm loving it. What do you think about the bow? Oh my goodness. All right, so we know we're going to put bow in that area and sign in this area. So let's go ahead and attach our sign first. And then what I'm going to do is I see 2 pipe cleaners that I've already cut down right here. So I'm going to aim my sign for that area right here. This one that I cut down and this one. So I just went to the bottom 2 that I cut. Our sign is prepped and ready. And so I'm going around those, the pipe cleaner. And I'll show you what it looks like in just a minute. And as I pull it through, I'm going to make sure on the other side that I'm going around the wire form. And I'm going to tuck it just a little bit. I'm going to start tightening it, but not hard. Okay. Then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So we're going to take our pipe cleaner. Let me zoom in. I'm going around this one right here that we already cut. So this is one that I cut down. So I'm literally taking the pipe cleaner and I'm going around it. There we go. You have more light now. So I'm taking the two ends of the pipe cleaner on my side and I'm going around that pipe cleaner, just like that. I hope that helped me showing you like that. Let me know in the comments if it did. Okay. All right. So I am dropping it straight in. You can go through the mesh. That will help everything stay nice and secure. All right. So I'm dropping it in ever so carefully on one side, then I'm going around the other side, pulling it. If for some reason your mesh were really thick and you couldn't get it in, you could use a needle for this. I've done that before. Okay, so I'm going to zoom you back out so you can see what it's looking like. And once I know I have it in position, then I will go back and tighten it. But right now I'm just twisting it just a couple of times to see if this is how I want it, and I think it is. Okay. So let's go ahead and do this side. I'm going to untwist it for just a minute because I feel like I had it pulled a little tight, and that's the beauty of it. If you find yourself pulling too tight, just untwist and loosen it up some, and then you can retwist. Okay, so I'm twisting just like so. And see how now it's on there good and secure? All right, so let's go ahead and put our bow on. All right, so this is how our wreath is looking so far. We're going to put our bow right there at the top. Make sure I put it on with the hat going the right way. All right, so we're going to put the bow, same thing. We're going to go right around the pipe cleaner. So I'm going to rotate the wreath around so I can see. And you can see. All right, so let me turn it like this. There we go. I'm having to put it on upside down so I get it on the correct way. Okay, I'm going through the mesh and around that pipe cleaner. And then on the back, all I'm doing is going around the wire. So I'm twisting it around the wire. And before I pull too hard, let me kind of show you. This is what it's looking like. See how I'm twisting it? Twisting it around the wire. Usually I twist and I go around just one wire, but this time I went around two of the wires. And I'm just giving it just like this, a couple of twists. Okay, hope you can see that. Now I will finish twisting it after I make sure everything is where I want it. So this is what we have so far. You don't want to pull your bow too hard because it will sink it. And as I start to fluff, if the bow looks like it's not fluffed up enough, I will unloosen the bow so I can fluff it up more. But I think so far it looks pretty good. And then all I'm doing is I'm going back through, opening up those layers again, making sure that every layer of my bow is open, and then fluffing the tails. And if we need to trim any tails, we'll do that in just a minute. But usually I try to move tails out of the way, and that usually keeps me from having to cut. But if it's too long, then yes, we'll go through and we'll trim things up. Okay. So this is what it's looking like. So here's that layer and this layer. Just like that. This layer and this layer. And I make sure my loops and tails are all positioned. And don't be afraid to pull on your bow. As long as you have that middle good and tight and you tied it on really nicely, you should be able to do that without your bow coming apart on you. There we go. Once we get that straight, we'll probably trim that a little once we know that's where it's going to stay. Okay, that looks good. This feels like it wants to come here. So you just pay attention to what your bow is telling you. Your bow will tell you where it wants to go and what it wants to do. Okay, so I want these to be a little shorter. Let me turn around first and look at it the way that it's going to hang. I think that looks pretty good. I'm going to loosen it just a little bit though, because I feel like that bottom layer is not as full as I want it. But those of you watching, what do you think about the bow? All right, so I'm going to pull it up just a bit because I felt like it was getting a little tighter than what I wanted. So I just loosened it and now I'm re-securing it. Still not all the way. I'll do that at the very, very end. Okay. But now I'm able to really lift up the loop layers just like that. Okay. And this one I think is still a little long. So I'm going to trim it just a little bit. Thank you so much, Miss Shirley. Thank you for still being here. We're almost done. You're hanging in with me today. All right, so I'm going to trim this up just a little because I don't want it to cover my sign. Here we go. And then I want this tail to be a little shorter than the green. So I'm going to trim it down just a little bit. There we go. Just like that. And so since I trimmed it, let me trim it a little bit over here. Keep it nice and even. Okay. Get this one just a little bit since we trimmed it. Okay. We did not touch that one, so I think that one's okay. So let's turn it around. Let's see what we think. And so technically, at this point, this is the end of our wreath. For this particular kit. Now we are going to add those tulips, I think. So I'm going to grab those. And if anyone orders a kit today, I will gift you one bunch of the tulips so that you can add them to yours. But I'm going to just pause here for just a minute. This wreath looks gorgeous just like this. So even if we did not add anything else, it's gorgeous. Let me give you the final measurements. Let me go ahead and do that first before we add the tulips. So right now, if we measure the wreath, it's right at 24 inches. So you're looking at a 24-inch wreath, and I would say it's about 6 inches tall with the bow. So it makes a big, beautiful wreath. Let me see if I was thinking of adding some green tulips. So let's see. Let's see where I put the green. Here they are. So let's see what they look like. I just kept thinking about those tulips. All right. So since we're keeping in the scheme with the green, this is what we have. And I think these are going to look gorgeous. What do you think? And we can slide our leaves up. Now, you don't have to add them to yours. This is just something I wanted to try for this one, but I think it's going to be beautiful. So let's see if we like them. Let's cut off a stem. I'm going to use my same cutters. Let's see if they will cut. Yeah, look, it cut the tulips. So I'm thinking if we add these, we're going to just add them every other pipe cleaner. Thank you, Miss Shirley. Miss Shirley says all the way. So look, this is how it will look if we add in the tulips. You like that? Because I think I'm loving that. Let me get my glue ready. I think I love that. It pulls out the light green. And these are green with cream, I believe. So it's pulling out some of the light green. Let me look and see. I want to make sure I'm telling you the name of the color. Let's see. Yeah. So it's actually light green and it has some cream in it. So let's go for it. Let's see what we're going to think. So I'm going to cut these down. So this is exactly enough for me to do every other pipe cleaner with. And I pushed the leaves up because I wanted the leaves to be a part of the design. I didn't want it to be a gap with that. So I'm just trimming these off. Now this one's missing some leaves, but that's okay. And this one's missing. I don't know if I did something or if they didn't come with the leaves. But if you don't have your leaves on there, it's not a problem. Okay? Not a problem. All right, so I'm going to zoom back out so you can see them added. So I'm just going to add some glue. I'm going to do every other one. Okay? And it doesn't matter which one we add them to. Let's see. Do we want to maybe add it on? Let's maybe add it. I think I'm going to add it to the ones that already have the light green. But you could add it to the ribbon that has the dark green. It's up to you. So I'm going to take the end of the stem. I'm going to add some hot glue since I had it already turned on. And I'm literally just going to take the stem and lay it right in where that pipe cleaner is. I'm laying it on top of that pipe cleaner, just like so, letting that hot glue set up where we have the mesh and the pipe cleaner. And that's what's going to make it attach. Okay, let's do that again. So I'm going to do every other. So I'm going to squeeze some glue on the end of the stem. You could do both sides if you want. The side that has the glue is what I'm putting in. And I'm going right there on top of that pipe cleaner and giving that tulip a home, just like so. And look at how nice that's coordinating. Oh my goodness. Love, love, love it. See a little stray, so I'm just cutting that little end right there. All right, let's keep going. So we're putting it on everywhere where we have the glitter ribbon. So squeezing a little bit carefully. And this particular glue gun has a low and a high temp setting. So I have it on low for this. I don't need a lot of heat. So I have it on low. And I'm literally just going around adding those tulips. And I love it. It gives it like a nice little spring feel to it. Okay, so we're going to add some right here. Just like so. And if I had been thinking, I could have put the ones without the leaves on the back, y'all, but it's okay. All right. Making sure it's just setting up nicely right there. All right, let's definitely hide this one, the one without the leaves, right here. And I'll have to lift the bow up just a little bit. So I'm putting the glue on now. Okay, I'm lifting the bow and dropping it right there on that pipe cleaner. And I think it's missing a tulip, and I saw a tulip earlier. I don't know where I put it. If I find that tulip now, I know where it goes. I don't see it right now. If they fall off, like sometimes these will pop off, you can just glue them back on if you want. I don't worry about gluing them on though until they fall off or pop off. All right, so let me show you how I'm doing this on the last one. So all I'm doing is right here where we have that pipe cleaner. See that? I'm putting glue on the end of the tulip stem. And then I'm taking that glue and laying it right there where I cut that pipe cleaner off. So I'm pushing the tulip. Let me hold it up so you can see. I'm pushing that tulip all the way in on top of that pipe cleaner that existed. Okay, I hope that helps. All right, let's take a look at our finished wreath now. I'm going to zoom back out. Oh my goodness, look at what adding those tulips did for our wreath, y'all. This is absolutely gorgeous, but I am going to ask you, what do you think about it? I loved this design from the moment I picked out the materials, and I love it even more now that I see it all created. And it is just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. You could, of course, add any other embellishments. Like I know, for instance, somewhere right here, I had some shamrocks. So I had these shamrocks that I had picked up, I believe, from Hobby Lobby. So, you know, if you had little shamrocks, you could add shamrocks. If you didn't want to do the tulips, you could easily add whatever embellishments you wanted. But yeah, I think this one turned out great. Do you have any questions for me before we end for today? This was fun, and I am so thankful that we got to design and create this one together. So I'll give you just a minute if you have questions, anything you want to ask before we head out. Again, if you order your kit today, I will gift you some tulips. So you will be getting these green tulips. So you can add that to your own kits. And I can't wait to see who else creates this wreath. I want to see your pictures online. So make sure you are following me at ATO Faith everywhere on social media. And I cannot wait to see what you all come up with. Okay, so don't forget, all of our links have been posted in the comments, also in the description for the kit. If you want to learn how to create more designs like this, feel free to check out my creative circle at www.learnfromfaith.com. I'll put that link on the screen for you. That link is also in the comments. We create all sorts of wonderful designs, and that is over on Facebook. So the link is there. If you want to check out my website, you have your address right there, atofaith.com. That is also where you can find the link for this kit and so much more. And I have some new wreath signs, y'all, coming in. So I'll be probably going live to show you those signs. These are some that I actually ordered last year, and they're just coming in now. We know there's been a whole lot going on with all the shipping containers and so forth, but I have some new signs coming in, so I can't wait to show them to you. Some of them are those cute house signs. So if you like the little house signs that you can add to your designs, I'm having some come in for all seasons and holidays. Okay. All right. Well, I don't see any questions. So thank you, Miss Shirley. And thank you, everyone else, for joining me today. I appreciate you all so much. And I look forward to seeing you back on my page. I go live every Sunday and Tuesday. So we'll be live again tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. Eastern right here. So right here on YouTube and also over on Facebook on my main page. I'd love to have you join us again, okay? Until next time, be safe and know that I love you all so much. Bye, everyone.